This map is called Balkans according to Serbia. Is this map true? No, this is great exaggeration, and I'm going to explain. First, I have to say that I respect the existence of other Balkan nations. The origin of Balkan nations is a very controversial topic. In short, Balkan nations, including Serbs, love to deny the existence of other Balkan nations. Bulgarians claim that Macedonians are in fact Bulgarians. Croats claim that Bunjevci and Šokci are in fact Croats. Albanians claim that Bosnian Muslims from Novi Pazar are in fact Albanians. Serb enemies claim that real Serbs died out and that modern Serbs are in fact Turks, Roma, Vlachs. One far-right Croat claimed that Serbs never existed and that they were invented by Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. People in the Balkans believe in all kinds of strange and crazy theories, so nothing surprises me anymore. The map is 50% true according to Serb far-right. Many foreigners mention Great Serbia without knowing its hypothetical borders. Many assume that Serbs want whole Balkans for themselves. This isn't true. Hypothetical Great Serbia includes whole Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, parts of Albania and Greece. Serbs used to be very interested in taking Thessaloniki, Greek port. Other Balkan nations had similar plans. Far-right Croats believe that Bosnia and Vojvodina, North Serbian province, belong to them. They also seek small parts of Slovenia, Italy and Montenegro. Albanians love to show maps of Great Albania, Ethnic Albania, Natural Albania, call it however you want. It includes whole Albania, parts of Serbia, not only Kosovo, parts of Montenegro, North Macedonia and Greece. Albanians think that the Greek island Corfu belongs to them. Balkan far-right isn't the only ones who want to change borders. Italian far-right wants Adriatic coastline, which includes parts of Slovenia, Croatia and Montenegro. Islamic extremists want to create Islamic caliphate in the Balkans. Foreigners often think that only Serbian nationalism was problem. In the Balkans, everyone is nationalistic, only the level of nationalism varies. There is moderate nationalism and extreme far-right nationalism. And the funny thing is that people don't even realize that they are nationalistic. All Balkan nations believe their nations are superior to others. Let's go back to the map. Slovenes are described as gay Serbs. This statement is not true according to Serb far-right. Serbs cannot be gays, all Slovenes are gays, ergo Slovenes are not Serbs. For some unexplained reason, Slovenes are the most tolerant towards LGBT population among Balkan nations. Slovenia allows same-sex marriages and adoptions, had openly homosexual politician in early 1990s. Some would say this is because Slovenia isn't really part of the Balkans. On the other hand, many famous LGBT people in Serbia are not ethnic Serbs. One famous LGBT activist has a strange last name, so the comment was, he has to be gay with that non-Serb last name. LGBT population in Serbia is very disliked, and according to some poll, only 20% of Serbian citizens have positive opinions about LGBT. Serbian far-right doesn't claim that Albanians are Turkish Serbs. Serbian far-right claims that Turks brought Albanians to the Balkans in the 11th century. Their theory is based on the fact there was a land called Albania in the Caucasus. Caucasian Albania is the modern name for the ancient country in the eastern Caucasus, now covered by present-day Azerbaijan and southern Dagestan. It's not to be confused with modern Albania in the Balkans, which has no geographical or historical connections to Caucasian Albania. However, Albanians and Serbs do argue over ethnicity of certain historical figures. Skanderbeg is Albanian national hero, and far-right Serbs claim that he was Serb. Karađorđe is Serbian national hero, and far-right Albanians claim that he was Albanian. Serb historians accept that Albanians are descendants of Illyrians, which would make them natives of the Balkans. I have to point out some facts. Illyrians weren't the only ones living in the Balkans. Natives included Greeks, Thracians, Celts. Present-day Albanians mixed with other nations. Talking about blood purity is total nonsense. There is no blood purity in Europe, especially not in the Balkans. Serbs have excellent relations with Greeks and Romanians. Far-right Serbs don't deny the existence of Greeks and Romanians. Bulgarians cannot be Serbs because Bulgarians are backstabbers and traitors. Far-right Serbs don't even acknowledge brotherhood with Bulgarians. During World War I and World War II, Bulgarians occupied parts of Serbia. They killed, tortured, sexually assaulted people in eastern Serbia. Since World War II, Serbs and Bulgarians tend to ignore each other. Now we come to the part that is true according to Serb far-right. Croats are Nazi Serbs, Bosnian Muslims are Muslim Serbs, Montenegrins are lazy Serbs, Macedonians are Serbs with speech impediment. Serb far-right believes that everyone whose last name ends in ich are in fact Serbs. Croat far-right claims that real Croats don't have ich in their last names. True Croats would be Tudjman, Gotovina, Praljak, Tripalo, Kučar. Croat politicians with ich are accused of being secret Serbs. The ich is suffix used to create patronymic last names. South Slavs didn't have family names, only patronyms. Serb medieval nobleman Branko Mladenović had son Vuk Branković. This means that people with the same last name are not necessarily related. Ante Marković was Croat politician. Mira Marković was Serb politician and the wife of Slobodan Milošević. Ante and Mira were not related. They just both had ancestor named Marko. Some Bosnian Muslims see ich as sign of Serbian oppression, so they started removing ich from their own last names. I think it's silly, but they do have right to change their own names. Mainstream historians say that Slavs moved to the Balkans in 7th century AD. Unfortunately, we don't know who these Slavs were. Croats and Serbs are mentioned in early medieval documents, but Bosnian Muslims and Montenegrins were not mentioned. Bosnia is a really tricky region. Medieval Bosnia had Catholics, Orthodox Christians, and Bogumili. Bogumili were Christian heretics, don't exist anymore. Since there was no population census, we cannot tell who had majority in Bosnia. If we take that Catholic Bosnians are Croats, Orthodox Christian Bosnians are Serbs, then Bosnian Muslims would be descendants of Bogumili. This would mean that Bosnian Muslims were always a separate ethnic group from Croats and Serbs. Due to the lack of historical sources, these theories cannot be proven or disproven. It is logical to think that some Bosnian Muslims have Serbian origin. We cannot tell if this is 1%, 10%, 50%, or 99%. Far-right Serbs see Bosnian Muslims as ethnic traitors. The word Turk is often used to refer to Bosnian Muslims. Poturica is someone who converted to Islam, aka became Turk. Some Muslims from Bosnia, like Mustafa Golubić, declare to be ethnic Serbs. Mustafa Golubić was a revolutionary and international spy who was executed in 1941 by Gestapo. This is from his Wikipedia page. His family was Bosnian Muslim. Golubić self-identified as Serb. Bosnia also had more mixed marriages than the rest of Yugoslavia. It is possible to find siblings from such marriages that declare as different ethnic group. The West is all about gender fluidity, but in the Balkans we have ethnic fluidity. Some people change their ethnicity to get some benefits or to protect themselves. My great-aunt was married to a man who often switched between being Macedonian and being Serb. He was born in Macedonia but spent most of his life in Belgrade, Serbia. And he spoke both Macedonian and Serbian fluently. Only God knows what his real ethnicity was. I think Montenegrins have the hardest task when they try to separate themselves from Serbs. Most Montenegrins belong to Serbian Orthodox Church. The language is practically the same. Up until recently, they used Serbian Cyrillic alphabet. Now they added several letters to make it different. Ethnic stereotype is that Montenegrins are lazy. Far-right Montenegrins focus their anger on Serbs. In the 19th century, Montenegrins were considered Serbs. Many people in Serbia, not only far-right, believe that Montenegrins, a separate ethnic group, were created by communists after World War II. Montenegrin far-right claims that Montenegro was never conquered by Ottoman Empire. False. They believe that Montenegrins preserved ethnic purity due to the living isolated on the mountains. The name Montenegro actually means Black Mountain. Some Montenegrins claim that real Serbs died out and were replaced by the people from Montenegro. This would mean that present-day Serbs are in fact Montenegrins. I don't think this is true. Serbs always assimilated smaller ethnic groups. I wouldn't say that all Serbs have Montenegrin origin, but some do. Language is another interesting topic. Standard languages in Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Montenegro are all based on the same dialect called Shtokavian. The four languages are completely intelligible. I would compare them to British English and American English. I can read whole books written in Croatian, Bosnian or Montenegrin without consulting dictionary. Non-Serbs accuse the 19th century Serb linguist Vuk Stefanović Karadžić of being father of Serbian nationalism. Vuk claimed that everyone who used Shtokavian dialect was Serb. Serbian far-right rejects Vuk for reforming Serbian language. They say that Vuk changed Serbian to sound more like Croatian. Serbian far-right accuses Vuk of being agent working for Habsburg Empire. They say the Habsburg Empire wanted to assimilate Serbs into Croats. Supposedly, Habsburg Empire paid Vuk to facilitate assimilation. This means that alleged father of Serbian nationalism is hated by Serb nationalists. Vuk introduced the idea that Serbs can be Catholics and Muslims. Serbs are ethno-religious, which means that Catholics and Muslims cannot be Serbs. If Serb leaves Serbian Orthodox Church, he stops being Serb. All Balkan nations, except Albanians and Roma, are ethno-religious. Croats claim that Serbs living in Bosnia and Croatia are in fact Croats who converted to Orthodox Christianity. The 19th century Croat far-right politician Ante Starčević claimed that Serbs have no culture and no history. He said that Serbian royal family Nemanjić were in fact Croats. Serbs responded by claiming that Starčević's parents were Serbs. After all, his last name Starčević ends in -ić. Vuk didn't deny the existence of Croats, he just reduced their numbers to the speakers of Gajkavian and Čakavian dialects. Čakavian is dialect spoken along the Adriatic coast of Croatia. Gajkavian dialect is spoken in central Croatia. What about Macedonians? Macedonians used to be part of Serbian Orthodox Church, but they wanted separate church. In 1967, Macedonians announced separation from Serbian Orthodox Church. Macedonian Orthodox Church was recognized in 2022, 55 years later. Macedonian last names don't end in -ić. Macedonian language is significantly different from Serbian, but there are some similarities. Serb far-right believes that Macedonian speaks crooked Serbian. Thus the speech impediment comment. What do I think? I strongly believe in people's right to have their own ethnicity. Ethnicity is not about blood or origin, it's about feelings. Do I feel like Serb? Yes. Were all my ancestors Serbs? No. I don't like maps like this because they give wrong information mixed with true information.